This is the one that's getting closed down. The familiar background you're used to. The computers and monitors that are required for the work. There's the faraway wall and all the detritus that's lying about. It's not a big space. Oh, what are these soundproof curtains for? Well, when you're homeless. That's your bedroom. And there's my bed. That's the kind of state we're in just now, guys. So, just letting you know what it was like. So, Chasing Dissent is moving to a new premises. So, we'll be closing down for this week. Well, my half will. And we'll see how things go. Hopefully they get better. Hang in there and we'll keep fighting for you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Friday night. You know what that means. It's John and Ben, freshly back from the gates of hell itself to bring you the entertainment you've been calling out for. It's all in!
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? Sometimes you need to let loose, grab juice, get goose, tattoos, taboos, get screwed. Loosen up, buttercup, all those hate comments will never make you feel enough. We're all adequate graduates, heart full of calluses, but we know calculus. Damn, ain't that fabulous? Can't wait to apply all those mathematicus. But we can't get a job that pays us enough. I'm about to pop off. Fuck you, you're lost. We all know that we never really want a boss. So I'ma do what I want to. Something I can't undo. Yeah, I'ma do what I want to. Something I can't undo. I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me?
Good evening, Ben. Good evening, Ben.
How are you? How are you, my good sir?
I'm good. Yeah.
Good. And good evening to you in the troll room. Shalini, Harold, Vaughan, Andrew. I've
Saw
seen some
Julie
others in there.
earlier.
DW, Luke, James Stone, Dreadeye. There's a bunch of you down
Militant
there.
Mushroom.
It's very nice to see. Sophie. Wow, there's a few names in at the beginning this evening. Good evening. I hope you are all well. John, I was watching the pre-roll, and that's the first I'd seen of that video as well, right?
Yeah.
And do you know what the first thing? Because you know me, ever the optimist.
Yeah.
I always look for the positive in everything.
Yeah.
And the first thing that came to my mind was, damn, that's an easy commute.
Yeah. You see it all. This is where it all happens, baby. This is the command chair, and then when I fall off the seat at night, I just crawl across to the bed.
Yeah, well, yeah. You know, that's how he can afford to get so pissed on a Friday night, because he can't just roll out of the chair. And there's some sort of 50-50 chance you'll roll straight into the bed.
I think you can pretty much see where any money I had went.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's in the computers and monitors. Oh, I forgot to turn the fan off.
So Dreadeye says cracking pre-roll now. Andrew says get in the pod. I think John. Oh, he's back.
Yeah.
I
was just turning the fan off.
I did tell you, John, turn the fan off right before we sent the thing live. Have you bashed yourself up now this time?
I don't know. I've been working in the other premises, so.
He's bashed his head twice this week. Right now, he's bashed his arm. You should see the big, beautiful wall he has built there. It is a big, beautiful wall, made of steel and made of. Shalini asks, "What's on the T-shirt, John? What's on the T-shirt?"
That's the.
That's the Punisher.
Punisher. Baby.
There you go. That's
the
that's
fat
the
version.
Well, you know, we are somewhat rotund, John. That is true of the matter. That is true of the matter.
Yeah, I'm working on it though, again.
It's Friday night, and we have gained. I do want to say thank you, because we have gained over 50 subscribers to this channel in the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
And we really do appreciate every single one of you.
You're welcome.
So thank you. Well, thank you. And to celebrate, I'm having one alcoholic beverage.
Yes. But I want to give a special shout out to Himza. I think he's helped us quite dramatically.
Himza, everybody, raise a glass if you have one, or a can, or whatever you have.
To
Himza, the gift that keeps on giving. Now, those videos are, of course, parody. However, they're parody based in truth.
Yeah, I think so.
They're basically realistic translations, is what we're going for here. It's what Mr. Yusuf wants to say, but can't really say. Dreadeye says, "What size shirt do you take, Ben?" Well, that's a very good question. I take roughly a. It fluctuates between a large and an extra large.
XL.
Okay, well, he says XL. Vaughan says, "I just subscribed. You're welcome. After 3 years, I'd give a sub."
Thanks, Vaughan. Some man.
Yeah, really, really appreciate it. Trudy says, "I'm going to catch up tomorrow. Just wanted to say a quick hi. Have a great weekend, everyone." Well, have a great weekend yourself, Trudy. Thank you for popping along and saying hi. We really do appreciate that. So yeah, John.
Ben.
He's right. He has just subscribed. He wasn't bullshit. He was not bullshitting.
Well, I mean, he is an arse. We know that.
Yeah, but he's our arse, right?
He is, of course.
He's our arse.
And
I'm just telling you,
we got this. I thought I was watching Picard episode 10 tonight while I was having my dinner at the chair in front of the other monitor, right? And I watched Picard episode 10, and I thought, that's fucking Vaughan. When 7 of 9 basically said, "We've got this." No, it wasn't 7. It was 7 of 9. She said, "You've got this." You know, to that,
you've got this.
the cook who decided to fly the starship.
Minuteman GB says, "Good to see the numbers growing, boys." Well, thank you very much, Minuteman GB. It is great to see the numbers growing, and we really do appreciate every single bloody one of you. Right? This doesn't happen without people to talk to. Oh, Julie says, "Hawaiian shirt hunting for you, Ben."
Well, I think we both need to go down that route. If you're going down that route, I'm going down that route.
Well, I'm just gonna spend this summer hopefully wearing the silliest Hawaiian shirts I can find.
Yeah, I'm game for that.
Yeah, why not? Why not, indeed? Well, apparently Vaughan's been on the night shift this week. We know. He keeps telling me.
You know the night shift takes years off your life, Vaughan.
Well, Vaughan, all I'm saying is, at 11 o'clock tonight, you're on the night shift with us.
Because you need to be sleeping by then anyway.
Oh, that's not very... I mean, it could be an accurate prediction, but, you know, let's not make...
I'm not known for my inaccuracy.
True.
That's true.
Was that loud enough, Troll Room?
Nightmare. Yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah, night shift does suck.
Yeah, night shift indeed does suck. So, Vaughan says 5 years less on average for a night shift worker. Are you being compensated better for that? You know.
Oh, well, it depends on your job, but you're not left-handed, are you, Vaughan?
I am.
I know you are, as am I.
Yes.
I was just wondering if Vaughan's left-handed as well. Because, so 5 years for night shift and then 9 years for being left-handed. We're fat. I'm surprised I'm still here. I mean, I worked night shifts for 20 years.
I hate apple cider, yeah?
Yeah.
This is apple cider with a taste of cherry, and it's fucking gorgeous.
It's a fizzy, sugary drink. I can't understand why you wouldn't like it. I mean,
because it's apple, and normally I despise it.
Yeah, but it's nothing like apple. It's not like a cider. It's like an alcohol.
I mean, you can taste You can taste the regular cider in there.
It's designed for millennials who've never developed a fully mature taste, don't like cheese, and can't drink proper beer.
You know, the troll room really don't like this drink that I'm drinking.
Mm-hmm. They're quite right. I'm with them on this one.
Really good. I think it's really, really good. But then again, when it comes to drinks, everybody knows I have a sugar addiction. So, not when it comes to food, though. I don't eat sweets. I don't eat any of that shit. It's just drinks. It's just my weakness. It's like my kryptonite. If you guys all turned up with like a truckload of high fructose corn syrup based American drinks, I would go into the truck and probably never emerge again having drunk myself to death.
Mm-hmm.
Not on alcohol.
Yeah.
Or I would emerge just very diabetic.
You don't do yourself any favors whatsoever. You really don't.
I know. But
and
when
you've got to start taking care of yourself, because we're building an audience here. Then what are they going to do if you die? Then it's left to me.
I'll tell you. But I'll tell you what.
What?
If I die, that'd definitely give a boost to the channel. You'll do fine. You can ride off of that.
I can put up a different picture of you every day.
Yeah.
just talk to it. Make its lips move and spout gibberish. I can use AI. I can make you a deep fake.
You could.
Yeah.
You could. Or you just do your show and then at the end have a different picture of me in black and white, each in memory of, with some sad music.
Memory of.
Yeah.
In memory of this cunt.
That's how much I'm appreciated here, folks. That is
how
much
you are.
I am.
Of course you are.
I know I'm appreciated. I do. I know I'm appreciated. You know, it might not be by anybody real. It might be appreciated by people that live inside my head. But I know that I'm appreciated.
So it sounds like, according to the troll room, and obviously the spy that is Shalini, it sounds like Vaughn actually might be left-handed.
Hmm.
There you go.
However, speaking of Star Trek Picard episode 10, I think we have differing opinions on here, but I thought it was the send-off that the Next Generation cast never got. So
I thought it was
brilliant.
schmaltzy shit.
Yeah, it was schmaltzy shit, but it was nice. It was nice.
I didn't pay to see nice. Well, I didn't pay.
You didn't pay to watch it.
But
didn't pay?
But I thought it was a bit. Yeah, it was just too bleh.
Do you know what? I thought there were some really, really, really brilliant shots, set pieces, sets, action scenes, but the main story was wrapped up within the first 40 minutes.
Yeah, but the story was Star Wars.
Not
Death
really.
Star. The end of it was Star Wars Death Star. What was all that pish about? Use the Force, Data.
Okay.
Use the Force. We'll go with Data's gut. That's the same as the Force, because Data doesn't have a gut, right? So
he does now. He's got a positronic body, so he's human.
Sorry, people. There may be spoilers, but use the Force, Data. Fucking. Oh, I've got this. Yeah. Oh, it was. Yeah. Here goes nothing.
I'm going to blow your mind. I'm going to blow your mind right now, Harold. I fucking despise Sunny D. I absolutely hate it. I used to like Sunny D when it was just full of sugar. And then they took all the sugar out of it and reloaded it with sweeteners. And now it tastes like shit.
Yeah.
And it does.
I've never tried it.
Same as,
it's not
as you know.
Listen,
full sugar.
See if you don't need to keep orange juice in a refrigerator, there's something awry. It's not orange juice.
Yes, we know there's no Force in Star Trek, and he didn't use the Force. He just used his gut. I'm going with my gut. Yes, Vaughn, you are correct. You heard correct, actually, about the Enterprise D. It is indeed in the final 2 episodes. It is very nice to see them all home again. I will say that. Remember, John, you were probably in your 30s when the Next Generation was going on.
No,
whereas
20s. Early 20s,
well, no,
early 20s.
It was my childhood, so...
Anyway, I watched The Next Generation. I loved it. thought it
I
was
watched
brilliant.
it as well. Yeah.
But that was crap.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and Picard was a pure shadow of himself.
Well, that's because he's an 80-plus-year-old
Exactly.
man.
He's no bloody use anymore.
I wonder how Patrick Stewart still has a driving license, if I'm going to be honest with you, because looking at some of the scenes he was in, he looked almost as confused as Joe Biden.
Speaking of Joe Biden being confused, did you see him
What's
after
he done now?
Did you see him after he walked off and then forgot?
Has he
what
done
was
it
doing?
again?
He just walked off and stopped because everybody had applauded. He turned round, walked to the left, stopped. And that was pretty much it. That's all he
So what you're saying is there was nowhere there to receive him and move him on to his next location?
He didn't know where he was going. He didn't know what was happening. He just stopped and went.
Come on, Joe.
It's as if somebody short-circuited them.
Cream. This way to the ice cream, Joe, is what they're usually saying to him, I would imagine. Julie says wooden acting. Well, I don't think it's wooden acting more than perhaps the man is, being exploited, I guess, for his name and for his character of Picard, because at 80 something, I'm not too sure.
I bet you did
should
one.
be doing. Well, to be fair, Jerry Ryan
in her heyday was a fine figure of a woman.
I mean, I think she kind of still is.
Took
I'm not
a
going to
beat.
lie to you, John. I think she kind of still is. They seem to be amazed in the chat that you can still get Advocar, which is basically eggnog in the shop.
Advocaat's all right. I like it.
It's too rich for me.
Put some lemonade in it.
Do you put lemonade in it?
If you try it with lemonade in it, mate. You like cream soda? You fucking love Advocaat with lemonade in it.
Yeah, I probably would.
That's what we used to get given as kids.
So Adam says, Adam's here. Good evening, Adam. He says that he's been away at some event doing weird techie networking, and he says he had a whole bowling alley and arcade to himself. It was great. I think I'd be creeped out if I had a bowling alley and an arcade to myself.
Yeah,
I'd be
looking
like,
over my shoulder.
when the fucking serial killer gonna jump out? Where's he gonna come from?
Yeah, I'd be looking behind the pins, going, "Is there somebody back there?"
Yeah.
Right. Should we start? Should we actually start the show?
I suppose yes, because we are 20 minutes in. We probably should.
So what are we going to... Well, I suppose we have started the show. Oh, by the way, it's in the post. To you, Ben.
Oh, it is.
It's in the post.
Did you put it in the post today, John?
I didn't.
Your wife did.
Yeah, wife posted it for you.
So what you're telling me is I can expect it in 6 weeks, half spent.
No, you'll get it tomorrow.
Apparently the games were all really old, and the man who owned the arcade dropped his keys, and Adam found them.
Yeah, I bet he did.
I bet he dropped his keys.
I'll tell you a story. Right? And this is when bullying was acceptable, right? Or hazing or whatever,
Right.
So I turned up at the traffic for my first night, my first week in the traffic, night shift. Turns up, fresh boy into the traffic, bunch of hairy-assed guys. I'm like 20. I was about 23, something like that. Naive young cop, right? Anyway, first night in the traffic. Sitting there, the guys we're all having a chat at break time. The guy goes, the guys go, the inspector will probably take you out this week, John, at some point. And I'm going, yeah. Right. He goes, he'll want to see how you drive and all that. They said, if you can possibly avoid letting him drive, it's the best thing to do, right? They said, because he's a terrible driver. But if he does take you out, there are a couple of things to watch out for. And I'll go, yeah, okay. And they're saying he'll take you out and he'll make some pretense about getting something out of the boot, and he'll say, "Could you go back and get something? Get this out of the boot for me, John?" And when you've got your head in the boot, he'll fucking just have you roughly from behind. I go, yeah. Heard it all before. Yeah. I said, yeah, that's never going to happen anyway. So next night comes in, we're at the briefing, everybody's getting assigned, and the inspector goes, John, you'll come out with me tonight. And I'm like, oh, okay. Now his name, well, I won't give you his name, I suppose, but he looked like Chris Whitty. He fucking looked like Chris Whitty, right? So anyway, we gets in the car, and it's an Omega Estate, and he goes, this is a nice car, I'll drive. And I'm going, oh fuck, failed at the first handle. Anyway, we goes out, drives round, takes a couple of corners, stops in one of the side streets in Govan, right? And he's going, John, somebody's left the back light on. Could you go turn it off? And I'm like, no, that's just coming true. So I'm like, I'm out the car, and I'm like, I hope he doesn't fucking open that door. And I runs to the tailgate, pops the tailgate, and I'm like, turn it off, bang. Tailgate jumps back in the front seat. Woo. Fucking hell. Close one.
Oh, John.
Yeah.
I would like to update you. I'd like to update you on the state of our channel right now. Because your video is going fucking mental.
Yeah,
right?
again.
As we speak, we have 955 subscribers now. Thank you very much. And it's now been watched 5,500 times, John.
What? Everyone's getting better. Fucking hell, I'm going to have to keep doing these. I told you I could make a career out of it, didn't I? I did.
Well. Once again, we want to thank everybody who does support those little Himza parodies. They are great fun. I said to John I'd have a drink tonight if we hit 950 subscribers.
Well,
we've done it.
We've busted, mate. We've done it. Cheers.
Cheers indeed. Cheers indeed. 45 subscribers to go to the 1K. Yeah. Can we get there? Do
you like the Himzas? Troll poll! Let's do a troll poll!
Go on then. Set it up whilst he's setting up the troll poll. I just hope everybody is well. This is going straight to my head. I've nearly done the can. This is what happens when you are pretty much a teetotaler, I guess. But just remember, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, May the 9th, you will find this channel going live. You will find John sitting in the studio, and you will find him hosting a live stream through this platform of me going around Paris. Will we find anti-government protests? Will we not find anti-government protests? Will it just be a guided tour with my actual Paris tour guide, who I'm taking with me, of Paris, or will we find it? So it's entirely by chance, but I am probably going to end up in a few Paris wine bars, sitting outside whilst on stream, chatting shit with you, and we'll get pissed.
No, Shalini's drinking Blue Moon. I like Blue Moon.
What the fuck is Blue Moon?
I think it's a wheat beer, is it? But it's nice. I drank a lot of it in Florida. But you got to put a bit of orange in it, yeah?
Yeah, so Harold says do a cheese review when I'm in France.
What?
I'll do a wine review. And
no
also,
point.
if
you don't need to do a wine review in France. I've already done wine in France. You buy that 1 litre bottle of Sauvignon Blanc from Intermarché for that point it was like €1.79 for a litre.
Yep.
It was perfectly acceptable, drinkable. In fact, it was as good as a 10 quid bottle here.
So my hotel is going to be within 600 feet of an Auchan, John.
It's a Belgian white, yeah, it is, yeah. I think that's a wheat beer then, yeah.
So yeah, my hotel's going to be within 600 feet of an Auchan, so I can take you around Auchan if you like, and we can have a look in the alcohol section and see what they've got.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I don't drink. I don't drink, so this is. I don't know, John. What's going on in the world?
What's going on? Well, do we want to talk about the world?
I think we need to talk about the world a little bit.
Yeah,
right?
add on, Shalini. I think you'll find it interesting. Usually, not a slice, put in about not a quarter, a segment. A segment. Like not a Terry's chocolate orange, mind you. Make sure it's a real orange. But you'll find that it's very nice. And it's served like that all the time in Florida, and it's really, really nice. Anyway, right, okay, what's happening in the world? Hillary and Trump have teamed up.
Sort of.
Well, they haven't really. But
no, they haven't. They're just saying the same things.
Yes, they are saying the same things, and both of those things are bad things against DeSantis. Basically, if DeSantis drives Disney out of Florida, it'll be a bad thing for Florida. Well, yeah, okay,
Who's DeSantis?
What?
Who's DeSantis?
DeSantis.
You keep saying DeSantis.
Who cares? I mean, this is like appoint, elect, it's the same thing.
I mean, it's actually somebody's name, but...
Who cares?
Ooh. So, yeah, they're basically... They're all trying to take down Governor Ron DeSantis. And there is a reason for that. Because he's
a threat.
Because... he's a threat to Donald Trump, and he's a threat to the Democrats.
He's a clear and present danger to the GOP.
Yeah, he is.
The GOP stands for Good Old Party, and that's the Republicans.
Is he a clear and present danger to the Republican Party? Because I think the establishment Republicans probably would favour Ron DeSantis over Donald Trump.
I don't think they would, because he's too... He's too much of a wild card. He's a bit like Trump in that respect. He's not easily controlled. I think that's the problem. Pardon?
Perhaps you're right. You're right. I mean, only time will tell. All we see is him in his sort of position as the governor of Florida, and he is the one in charge at the end of the day. He's the man at the top. The buck stops with him. So I don't think that's the case with presidents and the like. I think the buck does not stop with them, and in fact, I think
where does the buck stop?
Well, with whoever, basically the civil service. The civil service run the countries, don't they? They run our country. Yeah, but, they probably run.
Yeah, they do, and they run our country as well. But the problem is, these people are faceless and effectively unaccountable because unelected. I mean, we actually slag Europe, the European Union, for the way that they run, because all their laws are made by unelected bureaucrats who are appointed. Yes. And all the politicians do is rubber stamp them. And really, we work exactly the same way. We just keep it under the table.
Well, our arsehole Deputy Prime Minister has resigned today because of the civil service. Because the civil service have stepped in, thrown their dicks about, and said that if you tell us to go to work, we'll say you're bullying us, and we'll get our little puppet, old Sunak, the unelected little mini dictator over there, to broaden the scope of what bullying means to not include intent.
But, hearty words now. Can't say hearty words.
It's not just that. They broaden the scope. So this is the truth. Rishi Sunak has broadened the scope to say that your intent does not matter. So if your intent does not matter,
well, right. So he's falling in line with Scotland.
Not only is he falling in line with Scotland, and he's falling in line with what you guys did to a comedian over there, Marcus Meekin. Count Dankula.
Yeah.
They're completely disregarding. Yes, they're completely disregarding the idea of intent. They're saying, Dominic Raab, it may not have been your intent to bully these people, but you bullied them because they said you did. That is. It's the same as like Section 127 of the Communications Act, which is what Count Dankula in your country got done for, but it's just as bad here. Because
it's the kind of thing. It's the kind of thing I'm worried about. especially with these Himza that's taken off. Everyone's getting bigger and bigger. I mean, people were even saying it's on the standard of that Mercurius guy, So and the thing is, once you start getting people's attention, then the other attention comes on you. But
Well, of course it does.
they've got to find you first, don't they?
Well, occasionally I hear helicopters hovering overhead, John.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. But the idea of hate speech in this country, here in England, the idea of hate speech is not that you've done something, that you yourself have done something to be hateful. It's that you could have done something completely, or said something completely innocuous. You could have made a joke. But if someone that hears that perceives it as hateful, then you get done for a non-crime hate incident.
Yeah, and I don't know what RCW's meaning here, just make a joke, but that's the problem, RCW, because
Yeah, but that's what that's what I think he's getting at.
aye, a joke was made, and yet the guy still got prosecuted for it and done for it.
He did. 2 years on bail, an £800 fine, a trial by sheriff, not a trial by jury, a trial by sheriff, and was told that who cares whether or not you intended to make a joke? I've decided you didn't intend to make a joke, and therefore you are a World War II bad guy loving piece of crap, and you did this. You committed a gross offence because you believe that stuff. He doesn't believe that stuff.
It wasn't even that bad a joke, was it?
No, it wasn't. And do you know who also prosecuted someone for getting their pug to do a salute?
Yeah.
The Nazis.
Yeah.
The Nazis also did that to someone.
Yeah.
He got his pug to do a Hitler salute. That's what he did. He got his pug to do a Hitler salute. But he turned around and he set up the joke on camera. And he said, my girlfriend annoys me so much. She thinks that her wee dog is so cute. And all she goes on about is how her wee dog is so cute. He said, so I'm going to turn it into the most disgusting thing I can think of. And
then he made it do it. And the whole context was obviously a joke.
Well, the whole context was he said in the video that he thought that Nazis were disgusting. He said that.
Yeah.
It's the most disgusting thing I can think of. So what the court
And he
did
still
was they
got
took
done
that.
for it.
Well, the court took that and said, no, you didn't mean that. You actually like them. You are actually one of them. Despite the fact he clearly says in the video it's the most disgusting thing he can think of. And that should terrify people, by the way, because that is literal thought crime. That is literally people telling you they know your thoughts better than you do, despite the fact this is the first time they've ever met you.
But it happens all the time. I mean, you've seen it happen time and time again. Police turn up at somebody's door and said, we want to discuss that social media post you made. Well, sorry. Fuck off. Nothing to do with you. Wasn't made about you. Not a crime. Go away. I'm not discussing anything.
There's a woman, she's a preacher's wife. Her name's Caroline Farrow. She's got a prominent Twitter account, and she tweets her objection to the trans movement. Now, whether or not I have an objection to the trans movement, that's irrelevant. That's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm saying is,
well, why did you mention it?
Because I know that people keep asking me to cover the trans movement, and I don't want to. I just don't want to.
I've no interest. It's like, what, 0.4% of the population or something?
Well, exactly.
I mean, they seem to be overrepresented at the moment, but they're a tiny, tiny part of the population, much like CO2 is a tiny, tiny part of the atmosphere.
But the point I'm making here is this woman, she tweets her objections to the trans movement and to having what she deems biological males in women's spaces, right? But she should be able to voice that opinion. But instead, the police broke her door down, arrested her in front of her autistic children, and stole all of their devices, including the kids' tablets.
Yeah.
Because what?
Yeah, because what? I mean, really? I mean,
because
this
what?
is the part I don't understand, because people are getting stabbed in the street, left, right, and centre in all our major cities. Okay.
Yep.
People are getting beat up. People are. I mean, the amount of personal assaults that go on and undetected is incredible. Yeah. And yet people get pulled up for writing what is perceived as hurty words.
Yeah.
On a social media platform. Really, police, get a fucking grip. This isn't good use of police resources. This isn't good use of public money. This is a travesty. And this is leading us down a Minority Report thought crime route.
Well, of course it is. I mean, Sadiq Khan in London, he has a hate crime hub, doesn't he? He literally has a team of Met police officers whose job it is to sit in a room all day, every day, and trawl Twitter looking for hurty words.
But
how can that be a good use of police resources?
He's the chief source of hate crime in London, surely.
Well, I don't know. I can tell you that he certainly doesn't seem to like the people that he's the mayor of, because he keeps doing things to them like trying to extra tax them into further poverty with things like ULEZ. Oh, you're all going to die from inhaling these emissions. Here's what I'm going to do.
So you're all going to die from inhaling these emissions, but if you pay £12.50, it's okay to inhale the emissions.
Yeah, that's basically it. You're still going to die because you'd have paid to £12.50, so you're still giving out the same amount of pollution.
It's not about health if you can pay to avoid it.
Well, exactly. What are they doing? Are they paying for some carbon offsetting or something? That's the biggest scam on earth, isn't it?
You can't fucking offset. People used to say to me, why do you drive about in a 4.6 litre V8 Range Rover? And I said, because I kill 2 Labradors every year to offset the carbon.
That is a joke, by the way, YouTube censorship.
Yeah, that was a joke.
It was a joke. But, you know, I still think we should do it, John. I still think we should start a carbon offsetting business because, hey, we'll offset your carbon. We won't tell you how.
Cap and trade is just it's just another scam. You know, if you can pay to avoid it, it's not about health. It's pure, and it's not about saving the planet. It's purely about money.
Well, of course. I mean, look, these, like I say, carbon offsetting, in my opinion, is an absolute scam, and it is a big money-making scam. All of this, I know Mark Changizi, our friend and regular featured guest, says it's pointless to follow the money, but in some circumstances, it's worth following the money.
Oh yeah. And I think the medical profession following the money is a no-brainer.
Well.
Because look at what's happened to the medical profession over the years, because it's all about money now. It's all driven about kickbacks from Big Pharma, pushing their drugs, doctors getting them, and, you know, you don't get to go in conferences and go abroad and things for, you know, week-long conferences for nothing unless the company's getting, the pharma company's getting something in return, you know? Have you ever heard that expression? You scratch my back and I'll scratch yours.
Oh, would you like a nice vacation in a 5-star hotel?
Yeah.
Would you like it, John?
Yes. I can send an escort to your room, sir. What colour would you like?
Do you know what?
I have a Mark II in burgundy.
One of my closest friends takes me on holiday quite a bit, right? She pays for it. She pays for it.
Yeah, I know.
But people, she's I love her to death. She's an absolute raving lesbian. Perfect, love her, right? But people turn around to me and go, what's she trying to get from you with taking you away? And I went, cripple pass. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. But you know, at the end of the day, no, she's not my Disney wife. She's a rave. How could I be married to a lesbian?
No, she's your Disney wife. Like, I'm your work wife.
No, you're not my work wife. You're my work bitch.
Oh, no. Speaking of bitches, fucking Elon Musk is a bit of a tit.
He's paying for people's blue ticks now, isn't he?
Yeah. So,
Stephen King.
You know, but if you're going to fucking set a bar, you set a bar, right? You don't then go and pay for 3 people, just 3 people, right? Why? Especially a cunt like Stephen King, right? Who's a fucking knob. What?
He's doing it to troll him.
Yeah, I know he's doing it to troll him. But the problem is it makes the rest of us look like fucking dicks.
Yeah, of course it does.
I'll tell you what, though. I guarantee that Stephen King and Alyssa Milano are so incensed because I'll bet they paid 25k to get their blue tick.
Some of these people did. Some of these people paid up to $25,000 to get their blue tick, and it has just been ripped away from them like that. Gone.
Apparently
No more blue tick.
The Pope lost his. That's a cracker.
It's an absolute.
Well,
it is an absolute cracker.
They paid that much, Harold, because they did it through the back door. Because Twitter before
And
Musk,
no, it wasn't Elon.
It wasn't Musk. Twitter before Musk
before him.
was a cesspool of iniquity.
So the devs on the back end and the people
like Vaughn were taking backhanders.
They were taking they would contact people and they go, "Would you like a blue tick? We'll give you one for 15 grand. We'll give you one for 25 grand."
Yeah.
And do you know that the original purpose of the blue tick on Twitter was anyone could get one if you verified your identity. It was about verification to say I am who I say I am.
That's what it is now. That's all it is now.
But what people seem to forget
But you get bonuses now as well because you get to put up long form video and all that. Allegedly.
But what people seem to forget is that they started removing blue ticks from people as a punishment. It's like I never understood this. We're going to take away proof that you are who you say you are as a punishment.
Yeah.
And that's when the idea of a blue tick became political. That's when it became polarized. That's when it became the sort of us versus them status sort of thing.
So effectively all Musk has done is return it back to its original value. Except you pay for it now.
Yeah, it's returned back to his original value. It is, you pay your £8 or your 11 quid or whatever it is, whatever you're subscribing on. You verify a few details, you verify a phone number, and then they go through a little process to confirm that you are who you say you are, and then that's it. Blue tick, you are who you say you are, and that is its only function and focus is to say yes, I am who I say I am.
Yeah.
And that is what it should be. Now, I never paid for the purpose of having a blue tick. I wanted things like you said, like the long form video and stuff. But having that tick there, and then watching people like Alyssa Milano, watching people all melt down, it's just tasty. And I shouldn't be relishing in it, but I am.
I am. That's funny. That's funny.
I tell you what, the one that I am rooting for the most is Bette Midler. Jesus Christ, Bette Midler.
Alyssa Milano, she's lost it as well. And this other guy, this Krasenstein guy or whatever his name is, he's on her side. He thinks she makes a valid point.
But she won't sleep with him.
No, but he thinks she makes a valid point that people, because she's got like 9 million followers, right? Because she's no longer verified, somebody else could get a blue tick, call themselves Alyssa Milano, and people would think it was Alyssa Milano, right? Because people are fucking stupid, right?
Yeah.
But so his point is then that people will be scammed. One, how the hell will they be scammed and misled? Because it's Alyssa Milano.
Alyssa Milano anything.
Okay. Secondly, so my question was, so people that play pretendy for a living are worried that people
might pretend to be them.
Might pretend to be them playing pretendy for a living. So what? Who gives a fuck? I mean, really, why do people give celebrity any kind of credibility whatsoever? Why do they? I mean, this is like, it's like YouTubers, okay?
Oh my God, they were in a film I liked once. Their political opinions must be right.
Yeah, but it's like YouTubers who describe themselves as influencers. What the fuck are you influencing?
I'm influencing you right now, John.
No, you're not. But, what's this influencer thing? Well, what's the influence? Are they, basically, you're a fucking whore for an advertising agency.
Yeah,
or a company. That's all you are.
That's it.
If you're an influencer, you're whoring yourself out. If you're doing what we do, which is delivering an opinion on the news in a humorous, well, sometimes humorous, otherwise ranty manner, right? Then we're not influencers. In fact, we do everything to tell you not to be influenced by us. We give you the facts and we tell you to check them and come back at us if we're wrong and make up your own mind, because we want you to think for yourself.
And that doesn't necessarily mean agreeing with us. It doesn't. Because it doesn't necessarily mean agreeing with us. It means coming to your own conclusions about things. You don't have to come to the same conclusions about things as we do. And we completely accept, appreciate, and in fact, admire people that can do that. If they can listen to us and go, wait a minute, I like you, I like what you're saying, but I don't agree.
Yeah.
I actually admire that. And there were points last night with our guest where I think we were deviating on things, but it was an absolutely cracking conversation. It was a pity we had to cut it when we did, but I'm pretty sure he will be back.
Yeah, he will be. The thing that got me was when he said, I think we should bring back bullying.
Do you know what I saw trending on Twitter at the same time?
What?
Bullying. Hashtag bullying was trending at the time. Channel update, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We now have 960 subscribers on the channel.
Wow.
So once again, thank you all for whoever you are for subscribing. We really do appreciate it. This is nuts. We're up nearly 70 in 24 hours.
So what's Himza's? Let's see. Let me have a quick check on Himza's views.
It's like 8,000, John.
Holy shit, man! 13 plus on subs. Watch time 135 hours. We're over 6,000 hours now.
Yeah, it's had 6. So that latest one has had 6,100 views in the last 60 minutes. So that latest one has had 6.
Whoop! Sorry, that was my fault.
That's insane. That's insane.
That is insane. Yeah.
I mean, it's starting to peter off now, and fine, doesn't matter.
Oof.
But honestly, thank you all so much. I want to go back to the troll room for a minute, because we've got Minute Man here who says, let's be honest, the salt is delicious when it comes to the blue tickers, or the blue tickers.
Yeah, it is.
RCW says, I prefer you guys to BBC's Gotcha style. Militant Mushroom says, effluent, you mean? Vaughan says, my God, this scotch is tasty.
The regime are panicking. Indeed, they probably are.
Yeah, and it's good. It's good that they're panicking because, I mean, James Bembridge made a good point last night. He said, before mainstream media, the idea of communication, the means of communication and receiving information was specifically reserved for the regime, for the people who would call themselves and think themselves elite. But now me and you can sit here and do this to as many or as few people as we want, and that terrifies them.
Yeah, it does.
The idea that we can think for ourselves and we can espouse an opinion, and then we can tell people, perhaps you don't listen to what the regime or whatever you want to call them are telling you. Perhaps you listen to yourself. Listen to your gut, as Data said in Star Trek. If your gut thinks something's wrong, it's probably wrong. So, always go with your gut. Hashtag Paris is trending. I'm going to have a look, see what's going on over there.
Right, so moving on. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has put his hat in the ring for president. Okay.
And he was immediately banned by Facebook, wasn't he?
Well, no, he wasn't immediately banned. His his commencement address on Facebook, which was live streaming, was pulled halfway through it. Facebook banned him halfway through it. What the actual freaking hell? That's interference with an election, surely. Of
course, that's definitely election interference. It's definitely. What else can it be? Because
America's turning into a third world country. This is a banana republic that we're watching operating now. It's getting ridiculous.
Well, at the end of the day, if you've signed the paperwork, put your hat into the ring, registered with the FEC, the Federal Election Commission, and you are a candidate on the ballot, then when people start exercising the ability to pull your reach of communication, they are interfering with you. They are interfering with your chances of election. And I think these people have got cases. I think they've got cases for election interference, surely. People, they might come back with, oh, well, Robert F. Kennedy never stood a chance anyway. But how would you know that? Because you're stifling his ability to reach people. You're stifling his ability to give his message. Just because you might not like his message or agree with his message Let people think for themselves. God damn it! I don't know. I don't know. It bothers me. It does. It bothers me that we've got these mostly 20-something-year-old petulant children who have never been told no in their lives in Silicon Valley, telling you what you should and shouldn't think. It should worry you. It should.
Troll Paul. Okay.
Oh, he's done a poll. That's what he was doing.
Troll Paul, here we go. What the hell? Oh, hold on.
So, Andrew says in the chat, the Twitter Files guy, Schellenberger, was echoing your words earlier, Ben. Regime terrified of indie voices. Well, do you know what? Even Elon Musk, right, given all his faults, and he's not the best human being on the planet, for sure. Okay, you're gonna have to.
So the
elaborate.
Twitter Files show the Toby Young and Isabel Oakeshott thing with.
That's a Lockdown Files show.
Yeah, whatever it's called. They're going to discuss the Twitter Files, okay? So the Twitter Files
Lockdown
show.
Files WhatsApp.
Right, okay. Doesn't matter what it's called. So
Yep.
Isabel Oakeshott, Toby Young, Lawrence Fox, who calls
As Matt
himself
Hancock.
Loza for some reason, which is a stupid thing, but yeah, he's a.
But as Matt Hancock.
As Matt Hancock and some other twat as Boris Johnson, right? Not Ben. So
I don't think I could do the best job in the world as Boris.
it a good thing, or is it an insult to those that have been affected or damaged by disproportionate government restrictions to a seasonal respiratory virus?
My answer here is completely nuanced, but I will give you my take on it. I think it could be a good thing if it were free. Now,
and just to give you context, so standard ticket £25, 25 if you're English pounds, right? Drinks ticket 75 if you're English pounds, okay?
so you get to stand near Isabel and Toby. You get to stand near them and have a drink for £75.
Dinner ticket 179 if you're English pounds.
So that is it says dinner with Isabel and Toby. I'm not quite sure that will be the case.
Same
It'll
room,
be in the
perhaps.
same room. Same room.
It'll be like a wedding. You'll be on the fucking back, you know?
Well, like I said, if this were just a free to attend event, or even I would accept. We've got costs to rent the hall, so tickets are priced to cover our costs, right? And perhaps a slight wage for the night, fine. But this is ridiculous.
This is a grift. This is a grift. If ever there was a grift, that's a grift. I find the whole thing abhorrent. I really do.
They're going to go, we're going to provide entertainment. We're going to get
No,
Lawrence
you're not
Fox
providing
to play
entertainment.
Matt.
What you're doing is you're mocking people that have been affected by the people that you're portraying, right? So people were directly affected by Matt Hancock's decision, directly affected by Boris Johnson's decisions. And people died as a result of those decisions. Let's not forget that, right? So you are mocking those people, which is fine, and I have no truck with that, but you're making money out of other people's misery and death.
And a lot of it.
That's what
a
you're
lot
doing.
of it.
I find it disgusting.
I think, have your little show. In fact, don't even invite people. Do it online. Sit and do it like we're doing. Have the discussion and let people tune in for free.
Yeah.
It's going to cost you nothing to do. But they want to have this show, they want people to come and they want people to praise them. Oh, thank you, Isabel. Thank you.
They want some
they're
money.
Obviously doing it. Well, they're obviously doing it for nothing but recognition. They're obviously doing it for nothing but, we can. I mean, people like these groups that have got the Free Speech Union and the Lockdown Skeptics or the Daily Skeptic or whatever it's called now.
It's another Rainer Filmic gig as well, isn't it?
They've done so financially well out of the anti-lockdown movement.
Much has Rainer Filmic raised for his lawsuit? Which I've yet to fucking see. Is it coming? Because Christmas has been and gone 3 times since he started it.
Listen, John, listen. Have you not seen the videos of his trials? Have you not seen them?
Oh.
Oh, look, Reiner Fulmig's holding a staged mock trial.
Yeah, a mock trial, yeah, big deal.
And then all of these people share this video, go, look, he's done it. Reiner's done it. Look, this World Council for this or other have ruled on this. It's like they've appointed themselves this thing, sat in a room, said, we are the World Council for this. And, yeah, we agree with you, Mr. Fulmig. They're not... what does it mean? It means nothing.
It's like these guys that... The latest one seems to... There's another one going around just now about people who are putting in their own meters, okay?
Oh, God, that's not going to end well. That's not going to end well.
They're putting in their own meters, and they're sending letters to their MPs telling them to put in their own meters. Right?
Yeah, but the thing is, right, we trying to warn people about the pitfalls and the dangers of using the language of common law, because whilst it sounds very good in concept and in, you know, it doesn't work. A court of law will not accept it. They won't take it. You'll go in saying it. They'll call you ridiculous. We just saw it in the murder case in the United States.
Yeah.
Where the guy, you know, in the parade where he ran over a bunch of people, he went in, represented himself, used common law, tried to use common law, and he's gone to jail. He's gone to prison for life.
Yeah. And to be fair, I did try and point out to a few times. I told Dave to be very, very careful of the route he was going down with the peace officer thing, right? Because common law in that respect doesn't work.
I know people don't want to hear that, and I really do.
It just doesn't work, people.
But we're not saying it to people to upset them. We're not saying it to them to trigger them or to set them off. We're saying it to people because time and time again, people walk into the courtrooms, they try and use this defense, and they end up fucked. Because the court don't accept it.
We're not even saying that they're wrong. What we're saying is it won't work, and that's the problem, because what you're doing is you are going up against the people who are the government, right?
Yep.
Who are elected and have made rules and have those rules applied by the courts, right? Now, you won't beat them because they have the weapons.
They hold the cards.
They've got all the cards. They've got the weapons. They can enforce things on you. They can come and take your house off you, right? Because people say, you know, I've paid my mortgage, I own my house. Just stop paying your council tax and see how long you keep your house. You know? You never own your house. Never.
No, you never. The idea of private property it's kind of a myth.
It's a travesty.
Yeah, and it is a travesty. So Andrew says, it's amazing how many new laws get passed. Each administration tries to outdo the last.
Well,
You're absolutely right.
We've covered that in a few episodes ago. We're like, why, when we haven't changed that much, right, are there so many laws that get piled on us every year? Because
Sophie's
we're not changing, but all these laws are coming more and more and more. So what... Are we really that bad? Have we changed that much that we're doing things so bad that they have to put all these extra laws on?
Well, so Sophie's made a great point in the chat. They did indeed make a new law just for Katie Hopkins so that they could take everything off her house included. And that wasn't even a criminal case. That was a defamation with Jack Monroe, I believe.
Yeah.
Jack Monroe being a woman named Jack.
See, this is why at the moment we're in this sweet spot. We are in this sweet spot that we can say whatever we like. Because effectively we don't have anything for them to take.
Well, yeah, we don't. We don't have anything.
Right. So we can say anything. So the law only really applies to the very rich. The law doesn't apply to the very rich and the very, very poor. Except they can put the very, very poor in jail if they have to. But the very poor can't pay anything, so there's no point in taking me to court for defamation because you're getting nothing. And you won't get me put in jail because it's a civil case, right? So you can take my house, I don't have a house. You can take my car, I don't have a car. You know, I mean, there's nothing you can take, you know what I mean? You just can't take anything, so you're fucked. So I can say whatever I like.
Well, exactly. And Alex Belfield, Sophie's right as well. And they went down the criminal route for Alex Belfield because he never actually stalked anybody.
No, he
now,
didn't.
am I defending what he did?
No,
I
he was
think
a bit of an arse about it, but you know what? He didn't actually do anything that wrong, did he?
Well, no.
In my view.
I tell you what, I have been subjected to worse over the last 3 years by people that called themselves kind and tolerant on social media than Alex Belfield ever subjected anybody to. I have had my children's photos put out there. I've had my address put out there. We have had our lives threatened by these people. I don't think Alex Belfield ever did that to anybody. I don't think he ever directly threatened their lives or anything like that. But the people that do that have the right politics.
Vaughn's asked me to say something, and actually I disagree with you, Vaughn. In this country, they can take your freedom, but they'll never take your life.
Well, this is it. They can take your freedom. Indeed, they can. They can put you in a four-walled cell with no window.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
leave you there
because
to rot
Count
if they so choose.
Dankula was this away from getting the jail.
He was. I mean, they did it to me. They did
hearty words.
They did it to me. They took away my freedom for 24 hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
for nothing.
Yeah, I know. I mean, but Count Dankula was this away for hearty words. Well, it wasn't even hearty words because it was a joke.
It was a joke.
That some fucking ancient sheriff who probably doesn't even know what social media is, right? Mm-hmm. Decided, oh no, you actually meant to do that because you are a sympathiser of that particular group.
I mean, the guy has got a hammer and sickle tattooed on his tit.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. So is 90% of Ukraine, but we're still giving them money.
I said a hammer and sickle.
Oh, sorry. No, they've got the other one. They've got the other thing tattooed on them.
They've got the other one. They've got the other one, John. But
listen, Vaughn, if you want to hear me say that, go and listen to one of the Himza ones where I say we're so far in the red, it's...
He nearly says it. Yes, of course we heard about the Essex pub and the Golly incident. Of course we heard about the Essex pub and the Golly incident.
Do you think we actually don't do any research all week? Can you hear that?
Is that the wind?
No, the plane, and then there's a car alarm going off.
Oh.
Right, anyway, CIA, ex-chief of the CIA, Morrill, fires in Biden.
Oh yeah, he's flipped, isn't he?
I fucking really filed him in, hasn't he? What did he say? He said that, well, go on.
I hold on, give me 2 seconds. I'll tell you exactly what he said. Now, I'm in the wrong chat. Give me a sec. Right, so former CIA chief Mike Morrill testifies under oath that Biden campaign and Tony Blinken asked him to orchestrate letter from 50 intel officials falsely claiming Hunter Biden emails were Russian disinformation.
That's is anything going to come of this?
That's a cracker.
That is a cracker, but is anything going to come of it?
We knew this, didn't we? Everybody knew it.
But is anything going to come of it? No, I don't think it is.
What can come of it? Well, is it election interference? Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. I would say it probably is. But remember, only one...
Is it actually? It's not even election interference. It's interfering on behalf of his son. So it's obstruction of justice.
Well, perhaps, yeah. Because,
no, it is. It's obstruction of justice. That's where it is.
Is it grounds to impeach? I would say it is.
Yes.
I would say it's grounds to impeach.
It's a felony.
I would say if true, and I don't know why I would doubt this man, but if true, then I would say it's far worse than Donald Trump's call to Ukraine, where he asked him to investigate Hunter Biden whilst Joe Biden wasn't even running for president. Yet they said that was election interference, didn't they? I mean, he wasn't even announced as a presidential candidate, but apparently that's election interference.
Yeah, I know. So,
Oh my God.
right,
The
I know.
standards.
Just stop oil, right? Two things. First of all, they videoed themselves spraying Just Stop Oil into buildings or whatever, using a spray can.
With oil-based paint.
Well, it's got to be oil-based paint. It's never going to be in a spray can if it's not oil-based paint, because nothing else works. So, oil-based paint, right, for Just Stop Oil. And then they did their fucking stunt at the Crucible where the guy is suing him because he's a paid protester. Nice, I like that. And and secondly, or thirdly, jail time. Big jail time.
Big jail time.
Big jail,
Coming
3
for-
years.
Yeah, 3 years and 2.7 years, I
Yeah.
believe, for two of the activists who climbed the Dartford crossing a few months ago.
Why not?
Well, I think that they're idiots. I think that what did they think was going to happen?
Well, they put themselves in danger. They put road users, normal members of the public, in danger, and they put the people that had to go out and pull them off it in danger. So yeah, I mean, it's got to be a jail time.
I mean, listen to these names.
I mean, my anarchist soul in me says you need the right to protest, but there's the right to protest, and then there's just being a fucking idiot. And
Yeah, there's putting,
these guys were
there's putting people's lives in danger.
yeah, these guys were just fucking idiots.
So just listen to these names. I'll read off this headline from Talk TV. Oh, Talk TV. But breaking. This was 6 hours ago. Just Stop Oil protesters Morgan Troland and Marcus Decker have been sentenced at Southend Crown Court to 3 years in prison and 2 years and 7 months in prison, respectively,
So
for scaling a bridge on the Dartford crossing.
So Morgan and Marcus going to jail like this, okay?
yeah.
And come out of jail like this.
It'd be like throwing a hot dog down a hallway, John.
You sure got a pretty mouth, Morgan. I'm going to knock your teeth out so you can't bite me.
You got a pretty mouth, Marcus. You got a pretty mouth. Exactly. A bit like that was reported today as well. One of the
Yeah,
heads
I
of
know.
Extinction Rebellion was caught.
Yeah, but why would you think? Why would you think these people aren't living a life? You know, that's the thing. These people, they're not living a life that they are preaching, right? They're just living normal lives, and then they think they're helping the world by telling you what to do. But that, I mean, you know what it's like. You know, when you were at school, the teacher would tell you, you do this, not because I do it, but because I fucking told you to do it.
Oh, dear. Hello, Eleanor Crawford. That's a name that I don't know if I've seen before. But Eleanor here says, well done, Judge, just what they deserved.
Yeah, well, it must have been an old school judge that. Or he fell out of bed the wrong side that morning, didn't he?
Did you see right? So normally I don't know if we've spoken about this already, but normally I don't give Piers Morgan much credence, right? But, you know, broken clock is right twice a day and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And his interview with a couple of the Just Stop Oil representatives the other night was astonishing.
It's not something I can watch. I can't watch Piers Morgan.
You need to watch it.
He makes me physically ill.
Yeah, but just drown him out and just listen to the shit these guys say.
Yeah, but I just can't watch him. I can't watch him. I find everything about him repellent.
Shalini says play it. Well, if John's in control of the show, and I don't think he will.
No. No, and we'd probably get a copyright strike if it was Morgan.
Yeah. Oh no, Dave. Did you see him? Did you see him today? Right. I've got to go to his. I need to read this tweet of his verbatim because it made me chuckle. It did. It made me chuckle because he's been publicly debating whether or not he should buy a blue tick.
It kills.
Update. This is today from Piers Morgan. Update. I want to pay for my Twitter Blue upgrade at Elon Musk because your platform gives me tremendously good value. But I can't because Twitter doesn't support my global phone provider, nor apparently several others. Is this a glitch? He wants to buy a blue tick, but he can't.
No, it doesn't. No. You've completely missed the point there. Right? He doesn't want to buy a blue
Elon
tick.
To pay for it.
He wants Elon to pay for it.
Because
Because he's a fucking sponging cunt. That's what he is. I'm going to put you big. Oh, sorry. I'm going to put you big screen and leave you to it for a second.
Oh, thank you.
I'll be back.
Thank you. You just can't. You can't get the staff. You can't. You cannot get the staff. Every single time he does this, just wanders off, leaves me be. Says, you know what? Entertain them yourself, Ben. Gives me no warning. Gives me no notice. Beforehand. What we could do? There could be either a signal, a safe word, if you will, or what he could do is go, all right, Ben, at the hour mark, I'm just going to pop off downstairs for a minute. Could you just make sure you know what to do to entertain them, And I go, you know what, John? Yeah, I'll sort that out. But no, just off he fucks. Off he fucks and leaves me to it. This is just, it's unprofessional. It's unprofessional. I just don't know what to do about it. Militant Mushroom says John needs a potty in his next office. I would show you Piers during this break, but I have no control over the show. He's Artifacting Reality says do a hand puppet bit, but without the puppet. I mean, I guess I could do a. What do you want? No, I got nothing. Oh, I think he's coming back. I think I hear the creak of the stairs. I think I see him coming into view. He has returned to his natural habitat.
I'm back. Sorry. You know what? Age doesn't come alone, and sometimes it just catches up with me.
Do you know what? I've just spent the entirety of the last 3 minutes moaning.
Doing a David Attenborough.
But what I could have done, what I was just
what were you moaning about?
Well, what I was just saying to the chat is, we could have a safe word so that I know this is going to happen beforehand.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
what you could do is say, "Hi Ben, at the 1 hour mark, I'm just going to pop off for a little bit. So make sure you got something to entertain them with, alright?"
So, no, nothing wrong with my prostate. It comes out fast enough.
Eleanor says, "Hope you washed your hands."
Yeah, of course. I'm not a child.
course.
Anyway,
No.
I didn't pee on them, so why would I need to?
Remember when they told people in 2020, wash your hands to staying alive?
Fuck off. Or happy birthday, was it?
Birthday, Mr. President.
to you. Fuck it off. I never ever caught anyone singing in the washroom.
Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday.
Right, let's move on.
Mr.
Cry Babies. Have you seen Bud Light's new ad campaign?
It's not Bud Light, it's Budweiser. So
No, it's Bud Light.
what's Bud Light's new ad campaign?
LOL, Cry Babies.
No.
Bud Light. Have you not seen the fucking posters? Have a
No.
look. LOL, Cry Babies. Bud Light, right? Just
I
have
think that might be fake.
No, I don't think it is, mate.
Because Budweiser...
Go and
I'll
have
tell
a
you what's
look.
happened.
Go and have a look.
Yeah, but listen to me. Budweiser...
Right, there's no point in listening to you if you're wrong, okay?
I just don't get why they do that when they ran Scared Shitless and they've released a knee-jerk advert talking about all American heroes. Oh, this is the real America with the real American beer. Have you not seen it?
Yeah, but what's that an advert for?
For Bud.
Yeah, for Bud. This is Bud Light, right?
Hold on. He's looking for it now. Look, he's looking. He wants to...
Yeah.
Is this on Bud Light's Twitter account?
For fuck's sake, it's there. Just do a search for low Bud Light or low Crybabies, and there's posters and big screens up with low Crybabies.
Here is the billboard. Yes, let's go to the site. Low Crybabies Bud Light. But you don't know who paid for that. That's the problem.
Well,
I mean, it does look
Bud Light are saying they paid for it.
interesting.
It seems a bit of a strange ad campaign to start poking fun at the people that are poking fun at them, because it's not really going to get them more drinkers, I would have thought.
No, I wouldn't have thought so. Harold says it's in the wrong case, upper and lower case. It does. It's very low status trolling. It does look. See, once again, it's something we'll have to dig deeper into before I'm comfortable saying they definitely paid for this marketing.
Okay.
Because anybody can pay anyone to do marketing and put up
Well,
billboards.
yeah, I suppose so. Somebody's got a lot of money if they're putting a billboard that size, though.
Dylan?
No, he's not even mentioned on it.
Yeah, but he could have done it off his own back.
I doubt it. Why would he? Anyway, right, okay, let's move on. So, Russia.
Oh no. What's Vlad up to now?
Well, he's right. So this is part of the Russia, Norway, China triangle. Okay, and you think, what the fuck's Norway got to do with this? Well, what has Norway got to do with things? Well, Norway seems to be spoiling for a fight.
Yep.
Because Russia and China have kind of wrapped up the top of the world.
Yeah.
Because Russia's got icebreakers up there. They've got a mobile military base in the Arctic Circle. They've got the nuclear-powered icebreakers, and China have now built a nuclear-powered LNG and oil tanker, ice-breaking oil tanker, so they can bypass the Suez Canal, because it cuts like weeks off the journey time. And it takes them out of any American influence, because America is nowhere in the Arctic. They are so far behind the rest of them that it's unbelievable. So America has again dropped the ball.
Yeah. And also now the Russians, or I'm not going to say the Russians as a whole, but I believe it's Medvedev, are just threatening. They're saying Russia's gearing up to attack the UK, so they're threatening us again. Right.
Okay. So Medvedev is trending because he said a few things. He has said a few things that are...
He does say a few things, doesn't he?
That are a tad worrying, right? And remember, people, when you say you want rid of Putin, okay? Putin! When you want rid of him, you got to remember who's going to replace him, because I think there's a good chance Medvedev is the next in line, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And he's a psycho, because he makes Putin look level-headed.
Yeah.
And restrained.
He's the guy that, veiled threats against people like Lindsey Graham recently, isn't he?
Oh, well, yeah, but do you hear what he said today about the UK?
But they're going to blow us up. It's not the first time he said it.
He said, your disgusting little island will be returned to the waves by Russian nuclear weapons.
I mean, that's very much a threat, I would say.
There's not a lot of room for interpretation there. I think he pretty much said that he's going to fucking sink the UK.
So he said, I don't give a damn. Britain was, is, and will be our eternal enemy.
Yeah.
At least until their insolent and nasty raw island is swept into the abyss of the sea by the wave created by Russia's latest weapon system.
Well, that's a different version from what I got, but it's very similar. Yeah. So there you go. That's not a veiled threat. That's an outright threat, and no room for interpretation. And you going down. If you fuck with us, you're fucked.
Yeah, and
you know what? They've got the weapons to do it. That's the problem.
Let me be completely clear here, boys and girls. Right, I am no supporter of Russia. I'm no supporter of Russia. But we should not be going to war with them because that's not something I believe we can win.
Why would we want? Why do we even want to stick our nose into this shitty fucking?
Tobias Elwood is trying to tell everybody, and has been for months, that we're already at war with them.
Yeah, but why do we want to stick our nose into this shitty thing that's going on in the middle of Europe? Because it's basically got fuck all to do. You know, Russia. Right? Let's be honest. Let's be 100% honest here. Russia does not threaten us. Okay. Russia's nowhere near us. Right? They don't threaten us, and they don't threaten the rest of Europe either. And they never have. They've never said anything about conquering the rest of Europe. The rest of Europe talks about Russia conquering them, but Russia never talks about conquering Europe. Russia just says, we want a fucking neutral Ukraine. We don't want NATO to expand any further east, and we want a neutral Ukraine. Those are quite straightforward statements. Right? And yet nobody takes any cognizance of them.
Because the ultimate goal is to deliver freedom to the Russians.
Well, actually, the ultimate goal is to destroy Russia and rape it and take its resources.
Deliver freedom.
Yeah.
Yes. Deliver freedom. I mean, look at the fucking state of Afghanistan. They enjoy their freedom, don't they?
Yeah, don't they just? Well, look what...
don't they just?
Yeah. Well, look what Europe has said today, or come out with over the last week. So basically they've said there's very little... Well, they're having a meeting about sanctions next week, but they have said there's very little chance of Europe imposing any more sanctions on Russia. And if any more sanctions are imposed, they're actually more likely to be exceptions rather than sanctions. Because Europe cannot live without Russia.
So they can't live without Russian gas. They can't live to an extent without Russian oil. Mm-hmm. And also... Oh,
they're also taking nuclear energy from Russia.
Yeah, they're taking nuclear energy from Russia, but also...
Raw resources.
Also, we have to be completely honest and say that the current sanctions, have helped, not hindered Russia.
Yeah, they've not hindered... They've hindered Europe and the US.
They haven't. They've hindered Russians, certainly. Russians that live abroad, oligarchs and the like that live over our way. But the nation itself, no.
Right. So the UK has come out with a very sweeping statement.
About what now?
Well, they said the Taiwan Strait does not belong to China. Now that in itself is a problematical statement.
Well, I think the real problematical statements begun when Liz Truss went, what we need to do, right, is we need to arm Taiwan.
She's an arsehole. She was like, why is it all the women that are politicians want to go to war?
And they say that the women politicians will be the better leaders.
Have you seen this clown Newland? Have you listened to her recently?
I've tried not to.
Oh my God, she's such a fucking gonk. She's sitting there in her big fatness, right? Talking about Crimean bases.
We're fat, we can say that.
Yeah, we're fat, we can say it. Russian Crimean bases that are genuine military targets because there's a drone base here and an observation base here and a radar base here and an arms depot here. And she says, these are genuine military targets for the Ukrainian armed forces. And she's sitting grinning. And I'm thinking, you are an obnoxious human being. You just want to kill people. And I'm thinking, why do you want to kill people?
Because let's face it, the low-wage worker working at those facilities, just building things and getting on with their 9 to 5 so that they can feed their families, they're not involved in any of this. They're just doing their job. And they're just going to get blown up. And that's fine. Mm-hmm. That's fine to people. See, that's not fine to me. That's not fine to me. I just wish that populations around the world gain the ability to go back home, back to their government. Say, wait a minute.
Oh, hold on. Stop. What's happened to your Wi-Fi or whatever? You've crashed. Your video has stopped.
Minute.
Your video has gone.
Give me a minute. I'll reset.
So meanwhile, Ben will be resetting his connection, despite him having what gigabyte internet installed over a month ago. He still hasn't bothered running it to his shed, which was the whole reason for him getting it installed in the first place. So yeah, it's working well for him. This running off his phone. The cellular network, if you will. Why you would do that, I just don't know. So now you have me full screen. Oh, he's coming back. Here he comes. Twat. Yeah, you on the Wi-Fi? You're on the house Wi-Fi? You've gone. There you go. This is why I tell him to do things, he doesn't bother, and things just fuck up, you know? I mean, you'd think you would listen to me, a former IT professional of some 20 years. But hey, who cares? Anyway, moving on. We have, oh, there he goes again. He's away. Oh no, he's coming back in a threesome. He's coming back 3 times. Excellent. He's really... Yeah, you want to kill one of your fucking connections.
What are you talking about?
Well, you're here 3 times at the moment.
I'm just here once.
No, you're here twice. You've got one audio and 1 video that's frozen.
1 second. 1 second. Hold on.
It wouldn't be. It's Chasing Dissent. Now you have 2 videos that are frozen. Or 1 that's very jerky. 1 that's frozen.
Kick the one that's frozen. Because I can't do anything about it. I've got no control.
You freaking knob.
I've got no control whatsoever.
So, how's that gigabyte connection you've got to the house? How's that working out for you?
Shush, it's working out great.
How's it working in the shed?
It's not here yet.
Yeah. Oh, imagine that.
It will be one day. I'll sort it. I'm sorting it.
Yeah.
But we're back. We're back. It wouldn't be. So Harold says, "Ha, now you get to slag Ben off," and I guarantee he did. I guarantee he did. But you're right. It is jerky, but yeah, it's reading to me with full signal. So
it wasn't just jerky, mate. It was ground to a halt.
So Andrew says, "Get a freaking Starlink, Lamau. You want paid?"
He doesn't need a Starlink. He's got a fucking gigabit connection up and down to the house.
Yeah, I do.
And yet he won't run a cable to the shed, which is like, what? 20 feet away, if that.
Probably about 40, but yeah.
Yeah, who cares? It's less than 100 metres, which is your limit.
Right. Well, by the time, we might as well tell them that there's probably going to be no show Monday and Wednesday next week.
Oh my God, you might as well tell them, yeah.
Because John is moving, and we want to get him looking in and looking all spick and spam and lovely and ready for all of you wonderful people next Friday. But by the time that show comes about, there will be proper internet in here. There will be, in fact, I will probably install it tomorrow. How's that? I will probably install it tomorrow.
Okay.
It is annoying, but it is what it is, and it's what I've been running off for some time, and I have just slacked when it comes to actually installing it, so I'll get it sorted.
Yeah, because you're not running the show, and the thing is, you need to be able to.
Yeah, I need to be able to run
redundancy.
The show again. Although I used to run the show off of a 5G connection, and it worked sometimes, and didn't work other times. So
I think generally it works better on a hardwired connection. I think we can say that.
I will hardwire the show.
Yeah.
I'll get it sorted.
Right. Anyway, what have we got to cover before we finish? What time is it? It's 20. It's only 10:30. We've got plenty of time. Right. Where are we? So we finished with Norway and the Arctic. Yeah, well, Norway are why are Norway spoiling for... Why did Norway want to fight Russia? Because they seem to be spoiling it for a fight.
I think it's just... any westernized or semi-westernized nation wants to fight Russia at the moment, really.
Have you seen the did you see the stuff today about the mainstream media started going on about NATO wants, NATO admits and wants Ukraine to be, well, nothing's changed.
They've been saying it.
Nothing's changed since 1996. It's exactly the same thing they've been saying since then. Ukraine can join NATO in due time. But there won't be a Ukraine to join NATO. That's the problem. Because the way things are going, unless you start talking to Putin, there will not be a Ukraine. It's as simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
There just won't. It just won't exist. And I don't know why they can't see that. Because we can see it. Loads of other people can see it, like Scott Ritter and Colonel Douglas McGregor and Judge Napolitano. I mean, Redacted. They all see it. They all know what's going on. So people know what's going on, but the mainstream media choose not to say it and choose to continue with Western propaganda that Russia is bad and Ukraine's going to win.
I'll tell you exactly why. I know exactly the reason. And the one name, Jack Texera. Jack Texera, the 22-year-old who is, all of the lefty lovies are celebrating him being in prison. Oh my God, he's a Nazi. He's a far right. He's a troll. He's this. Who cares, right?
What happened to the left, Ben? What happened?
I'm ashamed of them. I've called myself a lefty. Well, I've always walked the path of a lefty for my life, and then these people that now call themselves the mainstream left, right? I remember the right, the quote unquote right, trying to ban video games because they said that they were, I remember Pray the Gay Away and things like that.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
In fact, I would argue that things like censorship, conversion therapy, which is something we could go into on a Rumble exclusive. It's something I'm not going to go into here because I think conversion therapy is alive and well. But that's something we can go into, and it's not the right doing it, by the way. It's not the right doing it. But all of these things that used to be associated with right-wingers, are now being actively not just preached but practiced to a violent degree by the people calling themselves the left.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's happened because it's either that the Overton window has just shifted. Have they gone full-blown totalitarian communism? Well, I would say that I wouldn't call them left-wing because, right, these people argue for racial segregation. Mm-hmm. They argue for fucking racial segregation, and what they do is they butter it up in nice fancy terms like safe spaces. Mm-hmm. But it's just the same thing. It's saying this place is for people of this race and this race only.
It's like YouTube fucking do it, right? YouTube sends you a survey to do, and it's all about black creators. Hold on a minute. Hold on a fucking minute. What's that got to do with me?
And what's it got to do? It's not even what's it got to do with
before. Yeah, exactly. Before that, what's that got to do with what colour you are as a creator on YouTube?
No, I don't know.
What does it matter? And why should, if you're a black creator, get special treatment? Are you not intelligent enough to use the tools that they have and therefore you need special treatment? Because that's... What are you saying? What are you saying that black people need assistance and special allowances made for them? What are you saying about them? Because
I call it the bigotry of low expectations.
Sorry?
I call it the bigotry of low expectations. Yeah. So these quote unquote white saviors that call themselves left look at black people and they say, "Well, you must need help." Well, why? Why? And it's racism. It is the fucking definition of racism.
There's whole things I'd like to go into here, and I can't. I know I can't go into it, right? Because
same here.
There are maybe reasons, right? And let's just leave it at that. There are maybe reasons that you would give certain groups additional help, right?
I've just put some links in the chat, right? And the first few you can take or leave. But what I would say is, please click on the final link in the chat, which is our Rumble channel, because if you want to have conversations like this and you want to hear our takes and us go a little bit deeper into these people. Remember, I'm a leftist and I am ashamed of these people.
No, I'm not going there, Ron. I'm not going there. But you know what I mean.
If you want to hear us probably have a debate, because I imagine there's a lot we disagree on.
Oh, pardon
when
me.
it comes to this sort of thing.
Me and
you. There'll be a lot we disagree on. I think on takes that can go a bit spicier down the rabbit hole. But I think there's a lot we'll agree on.
But you know what?
Go to Rumble and subscribe.
You know what? As normal, proper thinking individuals, we can have a conversation and either disagree or agree, and yet come away
Harold is
without.
correct.
Sorry?
Harold is correct.
Okay. Will you not listen
Rumble's
to me?
down. Sorry, Rumble's down. The whole site's down.
Well, we're not. We're here. Stay with us. Stay with us on YouTube. Right. Anyway, shall we move on?
Yeah, I suppose so. Well, when Rumble comes back up, then please go over to Rumble and subscribe.
So what about the SNP? Do you think Nicola's going to get arrested?
Yes.
So you think she will be? I think she should be, right? But you know what? I think they'll do a deal where they talk to her, but she never gets arrested.
So what I think will happen is she won't get perp walked, but she will be officially arrested and read her rights. But it'll be away from prying eyes. She'll probably voluntarily attend.
Yeah. I don't think you're even going to see that. I think what's going to be reported is Nicola Sturgeon and her lawyers were questioned by the police. Yeah, and that's all you'll get.
Yeah. So I don't think she'll be perp walked. I don't think we'll see the arrest.
No, she won't.
And the reporting, like you say, will be that she was questioned by the police, but technically speaking, in the room, she'll be read her rights. There'll be, she'll have to be interviewed under caution.
Yeah.
So technically yes, but publicly no, because Murrow has been arrested. BT has been arrested. I'm
surprised they actually
one more person.
You know what? I am surprised and I'm not surprised, right? Because the police that I was in would have arrested them, regardless, right? I mean, I got fucking hauled over the coals for not breathalyzing Malcolm Rifkind.
Yep.
Right? Because there was a crash, right? What's up? What are you looking at?
I'm just going to give you a quick update on your latest Himza video. 11.3 thousand people have now watched it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right. So there was a crash that I attended, and the guy that rear-ended the guy in front was Malcolm Rifkind, MP.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, MSP.
No, he was an MP. Malcolm Rifkind, Secretary of State for Scotland. This was back in the 80s.
Okay.
Right, so he rear-ended the car in front of him and he ripped the fucking... Oh, no, he didn't. No, sorry. Malcolm Rifkind had stopped at a junction and a guy rear-ended him, okay?
Okay.
And knocked his fucking rear bumper off. And we arrived at the scene and I was dealing with it, and the idea was that they wanted you to breathalyze everyone when these things occurred. Or no, they didn't. No, that came in after this, actually, probably because of it. So what happened was we turned up at this, and I had a conversation with them, and I said, "What's happened?" And this guy says, "Well, I ran into the back of him, blah blah blah." I says, "Okay, do you want to deal with it yourself? So you want us to deal with it?" And Malcolm Rifkind says, "Well, I suppose since you're here, you should deal with it." So okay, so we took the details, and we breathalyzed the guy behind. No, we didn't breathalyze anyone. Okay, we didn't breathalyze anyone because there There was no indication that anyone was drunk at that point in time. Okay?
Yes.
So I had no reason, exactly, I had no reason to breathalyze them, right?
So you had no suspicion that anybody had imbibed alcohol?
Exactly, I had no suspicion. I had no... So we goes back to the office, and I've got fucking Malcolm Rifkin's bumper in the back of our car. So
As you do?
We put it in the garage, and I said, that's Malcolm Rifkin's bumper. He's going to come and pick it up at some point. And the inspector's like, what happened? And I goes, blah, 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 blah. And he goes, well, why didn't you breathalyze him? And I goes, because he wasn't stinking a drink, or he didn't smell a drink, so I had no reason to breathalyze him. She goes, but you should have breathalyzed him. And I go, well, why would I breathalyze him? Because he didn't smell a drink. And I'm like, but he was involved in a road accident. You're allowed to breathalyze him. I goes, yes, I'm allowed to breathalyze him, but I had no reason to breathalyze him because he didn't smell a drink. And he's going, this isn't going to go well. They're going to think we're covering it up. And I go, I'm fucking not covering anything up. And he wasn't
and he's the
drunk.
victim.
He wasn't drunk and he didn't smell of alcohol. And he's going, yeah, but they'll think we're covering it up because you didn't breathalyze it. And I'm like, oh my God.
I do know this.
But do you see the police there were like, well, no, fucking do the politician, or try and do him, you know what I mean?
Well, I believe to this day there is still no love lost between the SNP and the police. I don't think
there is not, because when Police Scotland was inaugurated as, you know, the whole police force for Scotland, because remember, I was never in Police Scotland, I was in Strathclyde, because we had separate police forces for different areas, which worked very well because each area needs a different type of policing. It's like, you wouldn't police London the same way you police Eastbourne, would you?
Well, no, because you know, most people here are just old grannies going about their day and then then expiring. A lot of people expire here, shall we say.
So you need a different approach to policing in places like East Sussex than you do in London. And the same goes for Scotland, because you have a different approach to policing in Glasgow as you do to policing in Wick, right? But no, Police Scotland now covers a whole area, so it's the same approach, but is it really? I don't know. Anyway, so what was my point? What point was I trying to make there?
Police Scotland versus the MPs when they were inaugurated.
Yeah. So when the SNP inaugurated Police Scotland, they didn't make them a VAT exempt public sector organisation. So Police Scotland has to pay VAT on everything it buys. Which is fucking... I mean, you think about it. Every time they hire, lease, or buy a car, they got to pay the VAT on it. Every time they buy equipment, they got to pay the VAT on it. Everything they do, they got to pay the VAT on it. You think how much... That's 20% of your budget is just gone straight down the fucking drain.
Yeah, that's quite funny. Adam calls, that is the nickname for the town in which I reside. It is indeed God's waiting room. It's you know, so John's right. You wouldn't police Glasgow the same way you police here. And I've got family in Mary Hill, you know, over in Glasgow, and I know what it's like.
Mary Hill's a scream. Did I tell you? Did I tell you about the time I get caught by the? Well, we nearly get caught by the hen party in Mary Hill Police Station. No.
No.
So we're out and we're doing our patrol. We goes into Mary Hill for a cup of coffee. So we go into Mary Hill and we're in the back and we're having a coffee with the guys. And there's this screaming and shouting at the front. And I think, what the hell's going on? And then there's this banging at the door and the door gets caved in. And this fucking hen party comes into the police station.
Are they looking for strippers, John?
No, they're looking for cops.
To be strippers, John.
No, I think they're looking to fucking abuse you, right? Because I have never seen cops move so fast.
Oh, I was going to say it's Mary Hill.
No, literally, cops were jumping out back windows to get away from them. right? So you had this fucking hen party coming in the front door, and we're all diving out the back. I ended up doing a Fortnite special. I was hiding in the bin store.
You just imagine, John, where are you? I'm in a bush.
I'm in a bush. I'm not coming out.
I'm in a bush.
But yeah, fucking hell, it was mental. Absolutely mental. They don't take prisoners, these Mary Hill girls.
No,
don't
they
get involved
don't.
with that. Don't get involved with that, mate.
And you know, with that, John, I'd like to end this show on a high. So I think it might be time to bring it down.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a scream. It's been a scream tonight.
It's
I've
been a
enjoyed
good
it.
show.
Well, it always is.
Just
We're
before we
doing
finish, though, can I cover the Canadian politicians?
It depends. Is it going to bring the mood down?
Not at all. So,
Go on then.
now this bunch of Canadian politicians then proceeded to stomp round their parliament, which is a bit modelled like ours, because obviously Canada was a British colony for God knows how long. In fact, it's still a British.
Isn't
It's
it?
still in the British Commonwealth. But anyway, they're walking round the square thing, and they're all in red heels.
Right.
All these politicians, male politicians, and this is to bring forth the plight of women that are in domestic violence.
Right.
Why do people do this virtual signalling? I mean, what does it actually achieve? What does this achieve? Nothing. Why do people do this?
So that they can get headlines and say, "Look, we care."
I mean, it's like
That is it.
It's like all these IT guys that go and camp out every year in London streets. What does it actually achieve? Apart from making you think you feel good.
Nothing.
You know, it achieves nothing.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't achieve anything. You know, British protesting has only ever worked once.
Yeah.
Really, hasn't it?
Poll tax riots.
Yeah.
Yeah, the poll tax riots. And you know what? The poll tax was actually a fair tax.
I can neither confirm or deny that statement, but I'm going to say it just got turned into something else, really, didn't it?
It did,
We're still
yeah. I mean,
paying.
it turned into it was basically just Labour against the Conservatives. That's all it turned into. I mean, it was just a fight.
Yeah.
But actually, if you think about it, the poll tax was about one of the fairest community charges that we've had, because council tax isn't fair. Because you think about it, you got, let's just say you had 8 people living in your house, right?
Yeah.
And the guy next door had 2. You'd pay exactly the same council tax.
You still do.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You'd pay exactly the same council tax, right? Today. Whereas in the poll tax, you would pay vastly different. You would 2 people would pay a lot less than the 8 people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was an effective fair tax because you were paying for what people were using.
So before we go, we have a question here from Andrew Lomax, who says, "Last Glasgow question, John. Ever get called out to Bonkers nightclub? Was there in 2000 3 stabbings on 2 floors in one night?"
Whereas Bonkers, because these things all changed names, but I left in 2000. I left the place in 2000. But if it was in Sucky Hall Street, and formerly was called the Savoy, we used to call it the Stab Inn.
I've been in a nightclub just a few feet away from someone who was stabbed to death, actually.
Yeah.
I've seen that. It's not a nice sight to see, and it sucks. It really does suck. But you know, I guess fucking it's a South way. I don't know.
Sucky Hall Street. That's Sucky Hall Street.
Yes.
If it's Sucky Hall Street, it's probably the Savoy Centre, which was we used to call it the Stab Inn. Yeah, because
From Julie C.
It got stabbings all the time. Well, remember, and people think about these things and they think that things are better now than they were way back in the 50s and things. But remember, Glasgow was famous, right, for its razor gangs. where people
Yep.
were getting slashed left, right, and centre. So,
And also, if people have never heard of it,
not everything was great in the 50s and 60s, you know?
well, I was going to say, if people have never heard of it, go look up the Ice Cream Wars.
Oh,
That's something quite interesting.
Yeah, the ice cream wars were funny.
Just
Yes.
go look up the Ice Cream Wars.
I lifted a guy right outside the oh fuck, I can't remember the gangster's name, but yeah, we were chasing a guy and he bailed out in front of this guy's house, and I took the door off his car with the police car. He opened the door to get out, and I just fucking put the whole front wing of the car in the doorway.
Nice. Right, so a comment from Julie C says, if I was in the room with the Canadian politicians, they'd have their feet kicked out from under them.
Absolutely.
Taking the piss out of domestic violence, in my eyes.
Yep.
They should try living it. So, well, as someone with personal experience on the other side, not the perpetrator side, the victim side of it, I completely agree with you.
It was shocking. I mean, it was shocking. Shocking.
It's for headlines. It's just literally just to turn around and go, look, I care.
It's virtue signalling of the highest order, isn't it? It really is disgusting.
Really is. And with that, I want to say thank you to everybody who has stuck with us tonight. And the fact that during the course of this show, we have gained 20 subscribers tonight. So, whew, thank you so much to anyone and everyone that has subscribed, anyone that's jumped in and is watching anew. We really, really appreciate each and every single one of you.
We do indeed.
With that, I will hand you over to Himza Useless himself to see us out.
Where is Himza? Who is Himza? So anyway, with that,
leader here.
I'd like to thank you all for attending this episode 29 of All In with John and Ben. It's been great. For you.
For you.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? Sometimes you need to let loose, grab juice, get goose, tattoos, taboos, get screwed. Loosen up, buttercup, all those hate comments will never make you feel enough. We're all adequate graduates, hearts full of calluses, but we know calculus. Damn, ain't that fabulous? Can't wait to apply all those mathematicus. But we can't get a job that pays us enough. I'm about to pop off. Fuck you, you're lost. We all know that we never really want a boss. So I'ma do what I want to. Something I can't undo. Yeah, I'ma do what I want to. Something I can't undo. I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. No